So, welcome to our session number two. And I really appreciate again for every participant who are attending the today's live session. And in this particular session, that what we are going to cover, we will going to kick off our functional series for Dynamics 365 sales module. So there will be approximately six sections will be there, six parts will be there, and this is the first part that we are going to cover, and in which we will look into the sales module, how it works and how it is going to be operate on the top of Dynamic 365. So just for the clarification, if you can give me thumbs up if my voice is okay and my screen is visible to every participant. So if anyone can confirm. That's great. That's great. So let's start our session. So before we proceed into the session, I would like to just highlight some of the point in terms of the housekeeping. Everyone should be muted, except the presenter, of course. If a presenter is going to be muted, then there will be a session in the silent mode. And regarding the QA section, please use QA section. You will find it over there on your Teams with the QA area, and where you can post your questions, or you can use the simple chat to post your question if you face any difficulty to use question answer section, or you can also unmute yourself while you speak. And third, and the most, you can say the important point is related to the recording. This particular recording will be available, or you can sort of post it on our YouTube channel at earliest after this session. So it may take, you can say, 1 or 2 days, but we will try our level best to post it as soon as possible so that you will not lose your concentration or the pattern that you are working. And we really, again, appreciate for your time and the cooperation here. So in our today's session, first we will look into the Dynamic 365 solution, how it works. Means I will just give you the walkthrough about the environment, how it looks like, what are the main areas that we normally work on it in terms of managing or operating the system. Then we will look into the area where you can set up your own demo or a trial D365 instance. We are only talking about customer engagement module, so that's why you would only be able to see the configuration of the demo for D365 customer engagement modules. But definitely, as soon as we are going to cover with other courses, we will look for the other aspect as well. And in particularly in Dynamics 365 sales module, we are going to cover majority of the terminologies. What are the most important terminologies or glossary item that we normally work? We should know about it, and we should understand by the time we are going to talk any, you can say, specific language during our course. Then we will also look into the area where you are going to see how you're going to manage your customer, which is the first part, means how the customer management is being managed on the top of Dynamics 365. Then we will continue our session with managing sales processes as well as the team management. So in this session, you will find two types of the flavor. One is the theoretical part, which is the maximum part that we are going to cover today, and also some of the, you can say, the action areas that we are going to demonstrate. But for the next series that we are going to cover it here, for the rest of the other, you can say, the areas that we are going to cover for specifically for the function as well as the technical, you will see more demos in action instead of the PPT slides here. So this is, I guess, the last one that we are going to cover as a maximum portion in terms of the presentation. So in terms of the content sharing platform, these are the areas that where you can find and you can follow us. You can add yourself in our WhatsApp group if you are not exist still. You can also use our OneDrive folder where we are going to post the schedule as well as the presentations we normally keep there in this platform, plus YouTube channel where you will find all kind of the videos recording in this particular program, and as well as the future program, or whatever that you can say we are doing off the record talks, or in terms of the conversation, in terms of you can say the solution discussion. You will find a lot of content over there. So first part that we are going to look into it, look into it is a walkthrough about the environment. So this is the first demo time that we are going to cover. So let me just share my another screen that where you are going to see some of the major element that we are going to talk about. So this is the first screen that you are seeing it here. Let me just do one more thing. Let me just skip this presentation, and this screen I would like to show you. Yes, first time, whenever you are going to log into the system, at the first time, system will ask you about the apps, what type of apps that you are going to look at. So this is the panel where you are going to see all kind of the published apps, as well as the areas that you are authorized to work. So as a system admin or a super administrator, kind of the apps which are installed on your Dynamics 365 environment. So you can see it here. We have the customer service hub. We have the customer service workspace. We have also D365 apps for Outlook, Sales Hub, Sales Team members. So these are the all apps are available on the top of Dynamics 365. So as soon as you are working on the Dynamics 365, you will be able to use Microsoft-based apps. Plus, you can also be able to use your own customized one. So this is what we are going to cover in the technical session, that how you can have your own customized app on the top of Dynamics 365. So for the timing, we are going to use only the existing one, which comes with the Microsoft platform here. So first of all, what we need to do, we just need to come here in the Sales Hub. We are just going to select the Sales Hub, because in the Sales Hub, you will find each and every element of the sales processes here. So as soon as you are going to going inside particular app, you will see a complete different type of the application, where you are going to see the navigation part. We normally call it as a site map, or these are the all forms which based on the particular, or you can say which are the group by the areas that you are going to cover. So let's take example of my work, means it is related to the information that I would like to see, I would like to work on it, and I would like to drill down the information. So these are the first part is the dashboard and activities. So activities, these are the, you can say, some of the collaboration work that I have to work. These all elements that we are going to cover in the future, you can say, the sessions also. Then it's grouped by the customer section, where you can see the accounts and contact, means the company that you are dealing with them. Either it's a customer or vendor, and the associated contacts. Then the sales cycle, where you're going to manage, where it is coming up from the lead till the opportunity. Plus, you have the option that you can manage your competitors, as well as the collateral part, where you're going to actually perform the sales order processing, where you are going to send the quotation, then the sales order, as well as the invoices and the products and other stuff here. So these are the all stuff that you are going to manage on the top of it. Now, along with it, you have some of the team management part also. Let's say the performance part, where you are going to manage all kind of the sales team target, sales team performance. They are forecasting. You can see it over there here, as well as it is also linked with the case management. So now the customer management can be initiated with the sales. So all of the information that you are going to see it here, it's just like kind of a navigation. So it comes with the basic operation that you are going to perform on the top of Dynamics 365. Now, on the middle part that you are going to see it is the dashboards. So these dashboards are very configurable, customizable based on your own need. There are two types of dashboard that you will find it on the top of Dynamics 365. One is based on the Dynamics 365 platform. One type. Second type is the Power BI. So Power BI, definitely we are going to cover in our future programs also, but it's not covered in current series. But we are going to plan with some of the expert on the Power BI. So there are two types of the dashboard that you will find on the top of it. And these dashboards are very flexible enough. Means you can start evaluating your data. You can see the segmented information. Means as a salesperson, what I need to see. I want to see my opportunities, my sales funnel. And here I am able to see how many opportunities based on the which worth are under the qualification stage. what are the opportunities and how much is the value of that particular opportunity under the develop stage, propose stage, close stage. So I can see, I can evaluate it from here also. Plus, I am able to see the leads because this is the most important thing that I would like to know, my inquiries that are still open in my system and yet to be closed or yet to be converted. So I can see my all of the opportunities in my section, as well as you can see it on the right side where it comes the notification. Notification is just like assistant that it will help you to see what's coming up next based on your alerts that you have already configured based on the input that you have put it in the system. So let's take example that there is an appointment is due by tomorrow or due by next hour, or still you have to close. It will come up as a reminders here. Means there is some meeting is scheduled and you didn't close it there. Plus there is opportunity is required to be closed. So you are going to keep focus on it. So this notification panel will help you to monitor your schedule, monitor your activities, what you are going to perform on the top of the system here. As well as you are going to see the opportunity sales pipeline as my open opportunities. You can see the top open opportunities which are open based on the worth of that particular deal that you are working. As well as you can see the closed opportunities by the fiscal year, where the current fiscal year, you can see it over here, means how many opportunities are closed based on the customer. So these are the dashboard that you are going to see it on your screen. And the beauty of the system is you can have your own dashboard. System comes up with a default dashboard, which normally 4, but you can extend based on, again, business processes, based on your requirement. You can have your own dashboard. You can customize it. You can configure it. It's a very easy to do it. So this is what we are going to also cover in our next session also. Now, in terms of the functionality, in terms of the working behavior, how you are going to work on the top of it, you can also drill down. You want to see what are the records inside, or you want to expand, you can do it very easily. So I'm just going to expand my chart. So it's going to be expand in a way that it is going to be show me each and every information from here. Plus, I want to see what's being happening in my system, plus how this particular chart or particular diagram is formulated. So I can see the records as well. So I'm just going to look into, let's just click on the view record, and system will give me the all list of the information that's coming up here. So let's say I want to see what's being happening under the develop stage. I'm just going to click here on my develop stage, and system is going to filter it out all of the records which are there. So these are the all patterns that you can do it and everywhere, not only in the sales. Plus, you will find the same functionality in the customer service as a field service. So it's the generic, or this is the, you can say, global setting that you will see it on the top of it. So let's take an example that I want to see what's there inside for my lead. I'm just going to see my record. So either I am just going to open up in a whole chart, or what I'm going to do, I'm just directly jumping to my records there. And here I'm just going to filter it out, which particular portion I want to see. I want to see about the word of mouth based leads, which were generated, which were entered by source of word of mouth. I'm just going to click it here, and system is going to filter it out to show me how it is looks, means what are the leads are there, how they are formed. And here I'm seeing, able to see the complete information about the record. Also, this is not limited in a way that it is not going to limit you in terms of the fields that you are going to see it here, the column that you are going to see it. You can also expand. Either you can do it systematically, or system also give you the option that you can add the columns by the time that you are working. So again, this is what we are going to see by the time that we are going to work with the other entities and other functionality over there. Now, this is the first part that we have covered in terms of the dashboard, that how it looks like and how it works there. Same thing, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change another dashboard. I want to see the sales activity dashboard. So I can change it. I can navigate to the sales activity dashboard. And here I'm seeing, again, the sales pipeline. If there is any goal is set it up for me for this particular period, system is also showing me the opportunities, leads. So it's coming up in this way. Plus, I'm just going to see the sales performance dashboard. It is going to show me all of the information which is available in the system based on the security access that I have. So I am able to see all of the opportunities which are listed which are registered as a sales pipeline here. So I can see overall performance in my organization. Plus, I can see the small, you can say the list base or the view base, or I can see it over here. I can see based on the means I can see the activities which are in the list form instead of I don't want to see it in a graphic representation. I just wanted to see as a record level, so I can see it over here. So these are the all dashboards are available by default, but again you can do the configuration. So this is the part that we are going to cover in our future sessions also. Now, what comes here? This is the global search. Global search will help you to search any of the information within the system based on whatever the criteria that you have set. So you want to search with account, contact, lead, opportunity. System will help you to search it here. So let's take example. I want to see any information about adventure. If there is any records, I can just put in here adventure. Now, you can see it here. As soon as I'm tapping it here, system is also working on the intelligence. So it's also showing me the person name also, plus the company name also. So based on the advanced search, I can see it over here. So either I can just click it here and system is going to open or it is going to navigate to the particular record. So it was based on the contact which was searched. So it is coming up here. So it's going to open me a account form. So totally depends on the nature of the record level. It is going to be open here. Now let's take an example, and I'm just going to put it here. I'm just going to search it here as a cafe. And I want to see what's there inside with the name of cafe. System will try to identify and search the word cafe in my products, in my opportunity products, in the opportunities, lead, appointment, task. So you can see, and it's going to filter it out. It's giving me a quick result. So from here, I can directly go. Let's take example. I want to see the opportunities, means where I am negotiating, I'm dealing with the customer, and system is going to filter it out with the cafe or cafe information or cafe. You can say the word listed down. So from here, I don't need to go inside and search for the on any record. So I can use the global search here. So let's take example, and I'm just going to navigate to one of the record that I'm looking for it. And here, I'm just going to click here. As soon as I'm just going to click on the record, it's going to open up the form here. So this is the global search functionality. It normally works, but might be possible you have very comprehensive, very complex nature of the query that you are going to filter it out. How you can do it? There is a one functionality where we normally call it as an advanced find. So advanced find, it will help you to search, to filter any kind of information that it is available in the system. Let's take example. You want to see the list of the lead which are based in let's take example, which are based in Dubai. So you can go and you can find directly from the advanced find. So this is the feature is available and you can find it over there. Now, system also give you the functionality where you are going to create the record instantly instead of you are going to jump into the area where you need to create a record. Let's take example. I'm just going to go accounts and click new. And from here, I'm just going to open up the form and I'm just going to create any record. There is a functionality available which is a quick create. So quick create helps you to create instant record in the system with the minimum information that is required to capture any information. So let's take example that there is one inquiry which is you can say I received, and I'm just going to create a lead record. So as soon as I'm just going to click as a lead record, it is going to open up very concise or very simplified version of my form here. And there are some functionalities available where you can enable the business scan or business card scan. You can also enable. So what you need to do, you just need to come here. This scanning or AI functionality is available everywhere. So I'm just coming up here and looking to some of the business cards here. So let's take example. I'm just going to take first of the business card that I have it here, and system is going to filter it out, trying to scan whatever the information is available, which is the readable by the system based on the you can say dimension within the card. System is going to pull up the information about the contact and the company information is going to put it here. Currently, there is no, you can say AI builder is not enabled on my instance. So that's why it's not coming up here. So no problem. In the next session, we will enable our AI builder and I will show you how it normally works there. Now, there are some settings that you can also perform as a personalized setting. You can also set up the personalized setting area here where you can see your personalized option that you can work on it. So let's take example, you want to set up your default currency, you want to change the number of records, you want to add your own email signature, so you can do it. So let it be open. So there is a some, you can say, delay in my environment. So let it be open. Hopefully it will open. There will be it will not take so much time. Sometimes happens that whenever you are working out instantly, so and especially in the demo, whenever you are doing the demo, system crashes a lot. So let me open. Oh, I think there is some issue with my instance. Let me just see if it is happening the same way here. No, there's something is there in my demo
Uh,
environment. Ah, no, it's
try
coming.
it's there.
It's there now. It's there. Yeah, sorry, Wahad, you were saying something?
No, no, please go ahead.
Okay. Now you can see it as a general setting where you can set up your default panel. Means let's say you are the salesperson and you want to see the first part is the sales and you want to see what kind of information dashboard you want to see. You want to see the activities, you want to see accounts, contact, leads, whatever the information that you want to see. So you can also set up here as a default plan. You want how much record you want to see as a whole. So I'm just increasing instead of 50 record per page, I'm just increasing by 250. So in one view, I will be able to see 250 records in my screen. So I can want to see what's the kind of the advanced one. I want to see a very simple one or detailed one, or I want to see my time zone. I can do it very easily. I can set up my currency. So these are all settings. We will cover one by one. So as soon as we are going to cover any particular topic, we will cover each and every segment over here. So from here, you're just going to set up here as a personal option and you can do it.
Yeah, the
Now,
most important is the formats, language, and the
yes.
date time here. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, just mentioning
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Now, there are some more settings that you will find it there in the system. First of all, that the information that you are going to capture. So let's take example here. I'm just coming up here in a particular area where I'm able to see my leads, complete leads here. So first information that you are able to see it here, what kind of information that you are seeing on the top. So as soon as I'm landing on the lead, so it is showing me my open leads. So it's mean the lead which are opened and owned by me as a user. So wherever you will find my, so it's mean the person who is logging his record, his own record. The ownership of these record means in the CRM, you will find the ownership based on the user or based on the teams. So it could be either user or team. So whoever is going to be create a user by default, the person who is creating the any record, he will be the owner of that record. But you can reassign it, you can change it, the assignment. So this is what the either it can be manually or it can be done by automated process. You can manage it over there. So first part is what type of the view that you are going to look into it. First is, let's say, my open leads. You want to see all of the leads, you just need to change to all leads here. You want to see whatever the leads are closed, you just need to click on the close lead. So from here, you just need to identify which of the view that you are going to look into it. That's a very important thing. Everywhere you will find the same settings, same type of configuration, not the same type of configuration. Let's say you are on the lead, you are managing your customer, you are managing your opportunities, you are managing your quotation. You will find these kind of the views available there. My record, my active course, my close code, all close code, all opportunity. So you will find these types of views over there. So first of all, you just need to identify what type of view that you are going to see and where you are going to look into it. Then you have also search option here. You can do the searching. It comes with the filter information here, whatever the information is listed. So let's say I'm just wanted to see all leads. So it's mean whatever the leads are available in the system, it will show me here on my screen there. So I can see it here. What is the status? Who owned it? What is the topic of that particular lead? What is the name? When it was created? So these are the columns are listed, and these columns are more similar to my, you can say, the Excel. So where you have the sorting option, you can do the filtration. So that's all the functionality that you will see it here. Plus, you can also add more columns here. So let's take example. I want to add a column of lead source. So I'm just going to click here as added columns. I'm just going to add a column here. And from here, I'm just going to search for the column. So it is showing me all kind of the columns. You can see these are the all columns from my lead. These are the system column or customized ones. So totally depends how the business logics are implemented here. So currently it's out of the box solution. Out of the box, you can say out of the box means which comes as a default. So default functionality, default behavior system is going to be work on it. So I'm just going to look into it, the lead source, and I'm just going to click here, and I'm just going to close it. So from here, what I need to do, I just need to move it on the top. So I first thing I need it here so I can move and I can drag and drop here. So I can really easily manage it over there. Okay. So once I'm done, I just need to apply. So what the system will do, system is going to add a column here directly. So no need to go on any interface that where you are going to manage your own view. Now, this view I need it. So what I am just going to do, I'm just going to click here. And from here, what I'm just going to change it, either I can save it here, or what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it as a default here. So that view will help you to identify. You just put it here in a way that you are going to set your own settings over there. Now you have also the option where you are going to see some of the basic operation of the record. Let's take example of the new. You're just, if you are going to click new, it will open up the new form. Refresh, it will going to refresh the page. Delete, it is going to delete the record. If you want to send an email of this particular link of any record, you can click on the email link. Flow is the functionality where you can use the Power Automate flow plus the system flow, which is, you can say, the workflows that we are going to use it. There are some reports are available which is come out of a box as a default reports from the Microsoft, which are based on the SSRS report. So you can also have it. Plus, you can also customize it. You can also have the Excel based means reporting, means where you can export the data in a way it's a pre-formatted. You can export the raw data here. You can also import directly from the Excel. You can want to execute any quick campaign. You can do it from here. Plus you want to see open the dashboard or what type of review that you are going to look into. So these are the all operations you will find everywhere in the system. Depends on the entity, depends on the area form that you are, or you can say table that you are looking into it. Now the thing what you are going to do it here, so let's take example. Whenever you are going to open any record, how you are going to open, either you can click on the row and click on the edit option which comes here on the top of the screen. You can see it here. Or by using the hyperlink of any hyperlink of the record. So from here, I'm just going to open the Kenya record, and it's going to open. So totally depends how you are going to manage. So mostly we use the click option, or most of the time it is required that you just need to select the record and click on the edit. Now, as
And
soon as
double
you are
click
going,
will also work. Yeah.
yes, it's double click also. Exactly, that's true. Now, what you are going to see it here, as soon as you are going to open up form, it is going to show up all of the information here about the lead information, what information is captured in that particular form. It is coming up here based on, I mean, which is simplified the tabs and the sections here. And on the top, what you are going to see it here is the business process flow. Means these are the guided process which are normally used to track the stage of the transaction that you are working on. So let's take example that you are here on the lead, and the first part of the lead, because the lead or inquiry that whatever you're going to capture on the system, you need to make sure that it's going to be closed as soon as possible. Close, either it's going to be confirm the deal, might be possible the sales cycle is based on the days, based on the, you can say, even hours, a day, months, years. It should be closed at any point of time. So you're going to complete the sales cycle, means you are going to create a lead. You are going to confirming the lead into the some kind of the business transaction. So let's take example of the opportunity. You are going to convert it to the quotation, then sales order, invoicing. You have completed all the cycle here. Means you have closed the sales there. So it's the closure of a one transaction from one end to another end, or you can say that till the end part. Or the lead is going to be disqualified based on some reason. Either the customer is not interested, the information that you are working, it is cancelled. So any kind of the option can be used to disqualify here. So only the process is showing you that this particular process needs to complete in the 4 stages here. And from here, I'm able to see since how many days it is open. Means there are 8 days this particular lead was registered in the system, and still we are here on the qualification stage. And under the qualification stage, what are the information that we have to capture? So these are the all information, or you can say taglines, or the mandatory or key fields that we are going to capture it here. But as soon as we are going to cover the sales part, where we are going to cover the lead as well as the opportunity, so these parts will be covered in that particular session. Also, just to give you the summarized value or summarized information, that this part is going to be converted to develop, where you are going to identifying the particular products or services that you are going to offer to the customer. And as soon as the customer is, or you have already listed down all our products, all the needs of the customer, you are going to propose, means where you are going to send the quotation to the customer. And as soon as the customer is going to be confirm you to place an order, you are going to close it. So that's the complete cycle that you are going to see it here. Again, it comes with the default functionality, which have the 4 stages, but you can change it based on the business nature. So it might be possible any company has a 3 to 15 stages of any work, so you can manage it here. So it's totally configurable, customizable here. Okay? And even though you can have a different kind of the business process based on the nature of the services that you are going to perform. So let's take an example that you are in the manufacturing, or if you are also doing the distribution on the same platform. So you can have a different processes for each and every type of the sales that you are going to do it. So it totally depends how the business is going to map, you are going to do it. But mostly we normally recommend to go with the simplified business processes so that it will not make a complex. But some scenarios it required that you have a different or a conditional based business processes. Here we are going to put it here. So system will identify, okay, what type of process there and which process flow is going to be mapped there. Okay. So this is all about the basic functionality, mean how system looks like. There's a very high level information, but we are going to go in a deep side one by one as soon as we are going to cover each and every topic. And we will cover this one. This is just like a high level overview or high level, or you can say walkthrough we have just given, how it looks like, what are the main areas that we are to work. So these are the all information that we have just given you. So if you have any question, you can keep posting the session. I mean, keep posting your questions there. So what we will do at the end or at the middle of the session, we will also answer your questions there. Okay. Now, what we have next. So we have covered a quick demo about the environment, how it looks like. And now the next part, which is here, that how you are going to set up your demo or a trial environment. Yes, Wahaj, you have any input on it?
Yes, I think let's give them a short introduction how to do that. So
Hmm.
I'll start from here.
Hmm.
But I think I'm not able to present. Can you make me host? There should
Hmm.
be an option host or try that.
Let me just do it. Let me just. I'm just searching you here. If I can make you make a presenter here. Yes. Now you can see if you can have the option to present.
Yes, I get it. Okay. So guys, you can actually register for a subscription or trial-based program just for your learning or development purposes. There are two ways to do that. One is known as Microsoft Developer Program, which is there for 3 months, and this is again extendable to another 3 months, and it's free. Same goes for the other way, which is called Dynamic 365 trial, and this is for 1 month, and this is also free. Okay, now the what is the difference between these two? So the major difference is from principal point of view. The trial version is meant for the organizations or power users or admins who want to just uh, get a flavor of Dynamics 365, any of the app like sales or finance and operations. So they can go for the trial, and they can, if they like it, they can extend that trial, and they can actually turn that trial subscription to actual subscription. And the developer program is, of course, as the name suggests, is meant for the developers who want to learn on the platform. So both of the ways has almost similar ways, but there are some differences. But I mean, you will get the basic idea. So I will try to create a dev program based trial in front of you, so you can have some basic understanding. So this is a must to do, I guess, if you for at least for the newbies here, so they can at least do some practice on top of it. So let me just 1 second. I'll pull up my screen for developer program. Yep, here we go. Okay, so link is already provided in the presentation, but if you want, I can paste it on the chat also for your record. Later, I'll do just 1 second. Okay, so once you are on this link, what you need to do is you just need to click on the join now. By the way, the developer program will come up with other trials also. I mean, it will give you the Office, Azure, the full Microsoft services for you. Okay. So I will try to register with my personal email. So I'll assume because you will also try the same. So use any of your Microsoft or non-Microsoft account. You can then register it. Okay, fine. Okay, so now we're given two options. One is the instant sandbox, which includes some of the basic services that you might need for your development or testing, which means that the basic, Microsoft Office 365 subscription, which includes your Active Directory, email, Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, and of course you can add then Dynamics 365 apps also. So this is actually a E5 subscription, if you see, which most of the organizations go for because it's one of the best options offered by Microsoft. So the other way is to go for configurable sandbox, where you can choose what you want. It's more configurable. So for our purpose, we'll just go for instant sandbox. I'll just click next. Okay, now what you do is, this is important, you can choose a particular region or data center. So these are the data centers available for development, but if you go for the trial version the other way, you might get some more. You can, for example, you will also get the United Arab Emirates or yeah, other options. But for our testing, I tend to, when I'm working on development programs or for just as a sandbox or testing environment, I go for the American version. The reason is Microsoft usually introduced the preview features first on the United States data centers. So yeah, but I mean, that's just a choice. So first you need to create a admin username. You can call it anything. I usually call it admin. Some strong password. I'll just put something here. Okay. Okay, so because this is Microsoft now, this is just a fictitious account where you are going to just test it. So you can again use the same password so why this? So what happens once you create an admin user, you will definitely add some more users to check the system from their perspective. For example, you are an admin, you have done some customization, you want to test it based on how it will look for the salesperson, or you want to test a security rules or anything, you can create multiple users. So because it's a trial account, not only trial from a development program, you can choose the same password for all of your other users. But I'm going to skip it because that's I would like to have different one. Okay, this is will be required in the both ways. Either you go for developer program or you go for the trial program, you need to give a valid mobile
Email.
address, mobile
Yeah, true,
number,
true.
where you can you will receive a OTP from Microsoft, an SMS for confirmation. So it doesn't mean, I mean, it doesn't matter whatever region you have selected. You can give here any working mobile phone. So even if you live in Pakistan or India, you can choose their mobile provider. That's not a problem. I mean
Okay,
that
no
code.
problem.
So I will give you my number. Okay, send code. Microsoft will just send a code on my mobile. I'll just wait for it. It might take a minute. Oh, I got it. To the code. Okay, so set up. It might take a while again. Okay, what is this? Okay, this should not happen. Let me try again. Let's re-enter the code. Okay, so as Adnan mentioned, everything goes wrong when you are on demo. Okay, so Adnan, can you try your end? Maybe because they say
Yeah,
the
you can
service
do
might
one
be,
thing, Wahaj. You can,
or I
if
can go
you
for
can
trial,
log in
right?
with the Let's account. I think you should able to, because you have the Office 365 that particular area. So if you
Yeah,
can
actually
log
my
in,
user is being used in multiple accounts, so that's why I think
if you
sometimes.
can open in private
Yes,
or
I will try.
incognito mode, so you should able to register.
Let me just try.
Otherwise, what you can do, you can directly show them how the trial can be set up.
Yeah, okay. I think let's go for the trial one because the developer program. I think I already have one from other email, so maybe that's why. Just, I will just. Okay, guys, let's try the same the other way. Anyways, I mean that was the last step. Once you do that, you just need to select which apps you want, and it will just register it. Okay, I'll say try for free. Enter your email. Okay, again I will go for the same email. Okay, okay. So by default, Microsoft will ask you to enter a work account. Okay, so but if you do not have a work account, that doesn't matter. You can simply set up a new account here. So you can enter your personal email here. Okay, so it says yes, we'll set up an account. So it will ask me to enter some basic information. I will enter first name, last name, business phone. Again, this could be your actual number, but that doesn't matter. It's better to give. So okay, now for the people who are actually trying for the M365 for their companies, it's better to provide Microsoft the actual company name, because Microsoft just plans to send you some interesting sales material for you to start. But if you this is just for your training or development purposes, again, I mean, you can use anyone. For example, as we say, we use this much, so you can choose a size here. I'll just go like this. Okay, I will choose United States. As I said, you will get more options, but why I choose United States? Because I want to see the latest features and whatever is even in the preview. So I'll go for, I'll click on the next. Okay, so now it will ask me to confirm your mobile phone. So what I will do is I will choose the correct country code here, United plus 971 971. Okay, send verification code. It will do the same thing as we did in this developer program. Okay, we'll call it 133 829. Okay, now similarly, as we said, okay, these are two important steps. You can choose the again admin username and the domain name for this. I will again go for admin because that's more makes more sense for me for testing purpose. Okay, this is something that you can register your domain on Microsoft.com. This is your trial account. So this has to be unique. If you used it once, you cannot use it again. So what we, I mean, for my practice, maybe the non differs from me, but what I do is, because I usually create every month a trial for my testing purposes to see the new features and do some community work on that. So I go for this, whatever the fictional company name I give, I just add, a month and date with that, month and year. For example, 12/21. You can choose anything, that doesn't matter. As I said, if you're going for your actual company, so it's better to use that one here. So I'll set up a password, just click here. Okay, so this is the consent that you need to check before you hit next. And Microsoft will send you some information about their products and services to your email. Once you consent, provide your consent on it. Okay, it will just take a while. Now it will, what it will do in the behind the scenes, Microsoft will create, already did, uh, and will register a domain for us, and now we can go ahead and sign in on that. Yes.
Okay, just to highlight one thing,
Yeah.
there are some issues happen by the time that you are going to list it down. Some of you can say the trial instance, or let's say the programs, or you can say for the demo purpose. So in you can say sometimes happens that the Microsoft there is going to update happen, and it is not going to be registered. So we experience a lot. Means if you are going to try after some time, it starts working, and specifically by the weekends, so you will find little bit trouble, not every time but sometimes. And this is what, if you are not able to, you can set up any trial, so try it after some time. Might be possible there are some regional updates are being happening, but as
Yeah.
soon as you are once it's set up, it works fine, there will be no issue.
Okay, I think the similar thing happened with the developer program also. That's my guess. But anyways, so what you need to do here is I will suggest to copy paste this username. But anyways, you will get also an email from Microsoft, so you don't need to worry. But just for be, you need to use this particular email to log into office.com and access of your trial account. So I just click on get started from here. So what it will do, it will simply go to Power Platform. It will open the admin account for me, admin portal of Power Platform. So I'll just click on this one also just to provide you what happens. Okay, so behind the scene, Microsoft created Office 365 and Power Platform subscription for me that I can use for the testing. You can see once I clicked on the manage your subscription, you can see the products that I'm entitled to. So Microsoft already added a product for me, Sales Premium Trial with 25 users that I can use for my verification, testing, or development. Okay, sometimes you won't understand how to, okay, from now from this is called I'm not sure if you guys are already familiar with Office 365 admin. This is Microsoft 365 admin center. So you will see all of your products, your services, billing, payments, and you can set up your users, teams from here. I can just quickly show you. You can simply add more users here, and you can assign them which licenses they can use here. For example, if I go to add a user, I can say this is my sales guy. Okay, I'll say sales at sales one just for my testing. You can create a Microsoft will create a strong password for you. You can also enter demo password for yourself. If you do that again, because this will be for my testing, so I enter a strong password here. Next, do you need to change when the user first login, do they need to change password? This is a default option, but because I'm going to use it, I'm just going to uncheck it. Okay, again there is an option to send the password in email upon completion, so I'll click next. Okay, now is the important part. Once you are creating a user for your testing for Dynamics 365, you should always go and assign this license by default. If you don't do this now, you can do it later also, but I mean, it's a good thing you can do it here. Okay, this option is also important. If yeah, so this option will ask, I mean, you can select which apps you want to select for this particular user. So Dynamics 365, as you know, it's a full suite and it has many other add-ons that can be used. So you can exclude or include any of the license you want. But again, as I said, for testing, it's best to have all the options. For example, if you want to test how Dynamics 365 sales will work with SharePoint, you can simply check this option also. So you will also get a SharePoint plan, and you can do your testing, or you can do some flows that will flow the information between sales and SharePoint. So I'll just go ahead and okay, this option requires, so there are two kind of roles in here. One is the Office or Microsoft 365 roles. So for example, I am right now logged in as a Microsoft 365 admin. You can add more users who can assign licenses and review subscriptions or add subscriptions. So for that, you can choose if this guy is any of the admins or on the Office 365 admin center. But because it's not, I'm just going to skip this part. I'll just go ahead next and finish adding. That's it. I mean, that's how you can easily add more testing users, or if you want to work with a friend or something, you can do that very easily. Okay, I'm going to just close this now, and I'll just quickly you because once we clicked on the get started, Microsoft opened us for the Power Platform Admin Center. But sometimes you might not know how to go to there, because if you see here, you don't see this option. So make sure you click on Show All, and you say All Admin Centers, and on the all admin centers you will find your Power Apps and Dynamics 365 apps. So you can also go from here. So this will open the same admin center. So Microsoft Dynamics 365, all of your configuration will be controlled from Power Platform Admin Center. So you have multiple environments. We will cover these in the details, but to just give you an example, there are multiple uses of environments. It could be you can differentiate between your staging and development and production environments. You can have multiple environments. So these will have different databases altogether. So this part is important. They can have different subscriptions also. But Microsoft by default also give you, once you go for a plan, it gives you staging environment also. So most people don't go use environment for this purpose, but again this can be used. The other could be you can differentiate between your subunits in your organization or business units in your organization. If they have very different businesses or very different purpose of Power Platform, you can also create different environments, but again we'll cover it in a different uh, session. Okay, so by default, Microsoft will create you a demo Dataverse uh, environment, which will have all the necessary tables, fields, and other component that is required to run the Dataverse. Okay, so okay, you can see by default there is no database attached to the default environment. But to enable the Dynamics 365, you need to click on the new button, and we'll add a new environment where Dynamics 365 database or database will be added. So I will say for my purpose is demo. You can call it anything. Okay. On in an actual uh, environment, you can add a sandbox production environment also, but for our we'll just go for trial subscription base because this is what we uh, logged in for. And here you see the database environment. It will automatically create a database. So Dynamics 365 environment must have a database. I'll just go next. Say okay, currency. I'll just go for USD. You can do any currency, but this is just a default currency. You can also add more if later. Okay, so it asks me in addition to Power Apps, do you want to enable Dynamics 365 apps? You need to click yes. Okay, by the way, this particular setup I'm showing you, the configuration is required to access the Dynamics 365 sales or customer service or any app. Okay, and then it asks me, do you need what you're looking for? Do you want field service, intelligent order, or sales premium? You can choose any of these, but I'll just click all enterprise applications just because it's a demo environment, so I would like to have access to everything. I'll skip the security group part. We can. This is actually this is an option to restrict or allow some of the people inside. So this is actually an Active Directory security group. You can assign the groups which can actually use it this particular environment. So I'll just click on save. This might take a while because what it will do now behind the scenes, this is the beauty of the Microsoft 365, Azure, and Dynamics 365. You can see this will start preparing an instance for us. It what behind the scenes what it does, it will create a database for you. It will fill up because it's a trial version. It will add some data on top of it, some sample processes, workflows, everything for you. So it will set up everything. Once this is created, we can simply access it, and you will get a similar Dynamics 365 list of fabs that Adnan just showed you a few minutes ago. So if I refresh it, I believe this will take like 5 minutes at least. We'll just wait for
Okay,
it.
just a one
Yeah.
point here means once you have sign up with your live ID, so what you can do, you can reuse the same live ID because once you have created,
Yeah.
so you have
Yes.
mentioned
Yes.
with the ID. Let's take example of admin at the company name dot on Microsoft.com. So what you can do, you can reuse it for another trial. Means what the Microsoft does, it normally creates a tenant based on the ID that you have provided. So you can reuse it for multiple trials or whatever you need it. So you can go here again in the particular, you can say this area, or you can simply go to the trials environment, means the URL which we shared earlier, and you can directly have the trial and you can sign up for it. So you are going to use the same ID again and again for the different trials.
Yeah, you can do that, of course. And yeah. So now what happens? You see, this is ready. The state is now ready. I can simply go to this environment. Once I click on the environment, I believe we'll cover all of these settings in a separate session because there are many details we need to go here. But just to give you a glance, like this is the URL of your Dynamics 365 application that you have subscribed for. State is ready. What is the region? If you have selected any security group and so on. So it will show you the also the version. So this is the version you come to know if you are on the latest or not. And there are some other settings you can access from here like security roles. These are the security roles for your Dynamics app, not for the and similarly you can go for teams users and some other app for portal also will go from here and set up the flow also. So well, I'll just skip this part for now. I'll just go and select this particular open this particular URL. So again it's better to just save it for you for your once you want to log in later on this. So this is a default URL Microsoft has generated for you. If you're going for production, Microsoft will allow you to set up a proper domain here. For example, I could say here, let's say if I work on a functional, company called D4 Dynamics, I can say this or any other company. So you can set it. That's a different.
No, even you can do it for a trial also.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yes,
can
okay.
just click on the edit and you can change the URL also, whatever.
URL, yes, but this
So
will
now
be
change.
occupied then. Yeah, just keep in mind. So when you
It
create
should be
next
unique.
time, not sure it will be reusable or not. I'm not sure.
No, no. It actually it's once it is registered, it will remain as is. So you would require to use another name. It should be the unique name every time whenever you are setting the trial.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. So this will take a while because it's the first time we are logging into this. So it will set up. So what if I'll just quickly want to show you again, because I know many people, I've got these questions on community also multiple times, stuck on one thing. Once they create this trial, they sometimes lost how to go back to this. So that's why I always recommend to save it. So you, once you simply, if you're logged out or you're in a different system, once you open this URL, you can reuse this. You just simply log in with this particular email and password, and it will just take you to the Dynamics 365. But if you don't know, there is another way. You can simply go to office.com. You can sign in from there. I'm already signed in, so it will not ask me. But I mean, just simple sign in. Use the sign in option. It will bring you to this particular page on the home page, and then you select the all admin centers and click on the MS 365 apps. This will open the Power platform, and then from there you can simply go to your environment, click on this, and you will be there. So, but I mean, just to save this hassle, it's better to use simply save it for your, or I mean, memorize it if possible. Okay, I am waiting for it. First time it takes a while, but it should open the same thing that Adnan showed you. It will ask you something, which app you want to go. That is Adnan explained. Once you click on the app, you will land on similar page like this. Okay. Okay. One thing. I'm just one second. If it takes. Okay, guys. So anyone has a quick question here, just related to trial, or we should move on?
I can we can continue with
Yeah,
our
I
rest
think we
of
can
the
continue
topic.
because
What
you
we
know.
can do in the meanwhile, the session will be open. Means environment will be open on the
Yeah,
background,
and then we can
and
go
we will
for some.
continue. And
But I mean,
we'll
as you
cover.
completed everything, this will open the same thing that you already shown.
Yeah,
So I think it just did actually, by the way. Just one second.
yeah, you
So
can
sorry.
test it out. It's
Yes. So okay, great guys. So see, we are here to select the particular app you want to go for, and Adnan already explained this beautifully. So I'll just click on the Sales Hub, and I'll go here, and it will show you the same environment that Adnan showed you, the same navigation, same data, same entities, because this is the vanilla or out of the box environment. Okay, here we go. So yeah, that completes our uh, demo on how to create a trial for yourself. Okay, so Nan, please continue. I guess I'll just stop
perfect.
sharing
So
from
let
there.
me
You
just share my screen. Then we will continue with our session. Okay, so as you have seen that how you can set up the trial instance and how you can start working on it. So what we will suggest you, just configure your own environment, test it out. If you face any trouble, you can directly reach out to us so that we can help you in this particular area. But you should have the trial ready with you so that as soon as we are going to cover any topic or any, you can say, the feature that we are going to discuss, so you can also see and you can get the experience directly on the system here. So now what we are going to cover, we are just going to cover the next part is the acronyms, and these are the all acronyms that we are going to use it over, you can say, this program. And even as soon as you are working on the Dynamics 365, you will start seeing these words, and it's better if we can have a, you can say, a quick conversation on it. So what does it mean with each and every acronym here? First is the D365. It's mean Microsoft Dynamics 365. Finance and operation, which normally we call it as a FO, FNO, or FinOps. So these are the normally industry, you can say, the short words that we are going to use it. CE is refers to customer engagement. On-prem is referred to on-premises environment. So on-premise environment means which is hosted locally within the intranet, or which is installed on the company's server. So on-prem we normally used in that particular term. IFD is the internet facing deployment. So whenever the CRM is required to be published over the internet, which is on-prem solution, and you are going to publish over the internet so that everyone or anyone one can access through the web interface. So we normally call it as a IFD. It doesn't matter if it is a web publish or not. It could be for intranet or it could be for the extranet, which you can say internet. It normally calls there. ADFS, sorry, there is a typo mistake here, not activities, Active Directory Federation Service. So again, it's a token based or it's a authentication services that we normally use for the IFD or claim based authentication. CDS, we normally call it as a common data service, or in early days when the data was born, we normally call it as CDS. Now it's a dataverse here. So most of the time you may find the CDS word. So it's normally referred as a common data service. AD is for Active Directory. OB is the most, you can say, word you normally call it, or out of the box. Out of the box means which comes as a default feature, which comes with a default functionality. So it doesn't require, means you can consider as a system functionality, which comes from the Microsoft, which comes with any, you can say, solution that you are going to implement is out of the box or default or system based standard functionality. Okay. IoT, this very important, and this is some the term that we are using a lot in nowadays. Internet of Things, where you are going to connect all of your accessories or equipments over the IoT devices, and it will be connected with your Dynamics environment. So IoT connected or dynamic or connected field services, you will find a lot of the terminology, you will see it here. So it's called as the Internet of Things there. Means whatever the devices that you are working as a remotely or on within any area on any geographic location, it is connected over the internet. And from where you are going to access the functionality and as well as the operation, or you are going to monitor or you are going to manage. And there are some SQL terminology, means SQL terminology, SSRS, which is the reporting services, SQL Server reporting services. That's a very old one where you are going to use, generate or prepare or design any kind of the output in terms of the reporting. So we normally use SSRS report. It's just like a formal reports, formal you can say output that you want to take the printout, you want to convert in the PDF, you want to convert to any source of the mean that you are going to work. So we normally call it as a SSRS. There's the one functionality. For the integration, we call it as a SSIS. Uh, you can say the feature, which normally used for the integration services. Means we are whenever you are going to integrate any of the data between the SQL server. So SSIS packages normally use it over there. Then we have for the business analytics as well as for the warehousing, we use as SQL Server Analysis Services, or we call it as a SaaS here. Async, asynchronous service, we normally put it here. Async, you will find a lot of word here. Whenever there is any request that you are going to submit and you want to see, okay, if it is going to process or not. So async, we normally use as a lot of word, or you can say the short form here. DB refer as a database, BI is for business intelligence, AI for the artificial intelligence, and ML for the machine learning. So these are the basic, you can say, acronyms that we are going to cover, and we will talk about a lot of during this program. And you will see whenever we are talking about the CE, we are calling it ADFS, CDS, AD, OP. So it's you should know about it. Okay, what the term or what the exact word that we are referring. So that's very important thing that we wanted to highlight it here. Then there are some terms that we normally use in Dynamics 365 as a, you can say, glossary definition. One is the app source. App source means where you can see Microsoft and its partner who are building their application on a SaaS model, which is very important. Again, the SaaS apps coming up here where they are going to provide some services on the top of Dynamics 365, or even Microsoft is building it as their own add-ons on, you can say, some tools on the top of Dynamics 365. So all of the tools which comes with the Microsoft or their his partner, it comes under the app source here. So it's very important that we need to know if particular product or particular add-on is available on Microsoft App Source or not, and which is compatible with the base product here. Means you will find the products for finance and operation. You will find uh, products on sales, particularly for the customer engagement. You will find the products on a Power App. So all kind of the products that you are going to find it here, it under the app source here. Then we normally call it as a canvas app. Again, it's a form of the app or application that we are going to build on the top of Power App platform. It's a one type of the form that we can put it here, or one kind of the app that is going to be built. So as soon as we are going to start with the Power Apps, particularly, we will see the Canvas app functionality. And even though Canvas app functionality is now available on the Dynamics 365 platform also. And model-driven app is we normally refer as a unified interface on the top of Dynamics 365 customer engagement, where it comes with the out of the box, or you can say default application, where we just seen there about the sales hub, customer service hub, field service. So these are the all apps which are the model driven apps. And model driven apps and the canvas app, there is a slightly difference here. Not a slightly, it's a big difference there. Sorry. One of the major difference is the structure of the page. In a model driven app, you will find a very structured, very sophisticated, or very, you can say, standardized functionality in terms of the views, in terms of the forms. But if you talk about the canvas app, it's totally up to the app designer or app, you can say, the architecture that you're going to follow, and you can choose your own design on the top of it. Sorry. Then the cloud hosting comes here. Cloud hosting again is an on-prem solution that we are going to put it here. I mean, might possible that you are going to use the CRM, but not a hosted one, which is like Microsoft Cloud. You are not going to use it. But even though you are going to deploy your CRM on some of the web servers, so we normally put it here as a cloud hosting. It could be third-party application, it could be the services, or it could be even CRM itself. You can put it there on the cloud. On-prem again, this is what I just explained you earlier, that the software technology that you are going to install within the organization servers, which are hosted with the intranet or which is within the extranet. Power Platform, it's again, it's a, you can say the app combination of the application, which we covered also the last time also, which comes with the Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate. So these are the all, you can say, low code based platform application that you will see there on the Power Platform. And again, the CDS, the Common Data Services, you will see it over the time that we are going to work on it. Then there are some
And the
terminologies.
CDS, sorry, just one
Yes, please.
second. The CDS is now called Dataverse.
Yes, now it's called Dataverse. Exactly, that's true. Sorry, my not become dry. Now, there are some terminologies that we are going to cover also. It's very necessary if we look into it about it. First is table. It's a core area or core object which is going to use to store any kind of data inside Dynamics 365. In Power Platform, you will see it as a table, but if you are going to use legacy environment or classic environment for the customization, you will see entity. So table entity are the same. It's just like a core object where we are going to put or we are going to store the information or store the data. Then we have column inside the table or inside the entity, or we call it as a field, where we are going to put the individual type of the information. Means, let's take an example. You have the entity called customer. So inside customer, you have the different attributes. You have the different set of information, means the customer name, customer address, city, location, team size, manager information. So these are the all information, description information. So these are the all information that you are going to put it there under the field or a column area. There is a lookup you will also see there. It represents the association with the entity. Means again, if you want to make a relationship between the entities or a table, lookup normally call it there. And it is just going to refer who is associated to whom. So you are just going to fill it up here, there. Then option set, it's referred to as a drop down or a pick list, where you are going to select one of the information or multiple option that you are going to select. It's just like an option set or what we call it as a pick list. You're going to use it. Owner is the most important thing. It is the base of the product, or it's the base of the dynamics here. So owner, it could be user or team, means who owns that record, who had created and who owned it. or someone has already created but he's going to assign it to, or he's just going to transfer the ownership. Means who is the responsible to manage that particular record inside the system. So every record that you are going to see it here, it's owned by. So there could be two types of the record that you will see. One is the organization scope, means where it is shared among the user or it is not shared, or it's a owner base. Owner base means it's a based on the scope by user or team, means only the user or a team. So you can also simplify, or you can also draft the structure on the top of the it means draft the structure of the security more importantly. So owner is a more important, either it's organization based or specifically for user or team based. Then a business unit, you will see it here. It's just like a logical grouping of the business activities. I mean, there are different line of the business that you are working, or there are different types of the departments who are under one organization. And inside the department, you have the sections. So it normally handles with the help of the business unit. Again, it's a logical, and again, it will be helpful to identify or just like to set up the levels of the user authentication. Means who can read the information, who can write the information, up to what context, who can delete the information, who can share, assign. So these are the all information that you can see it there under the business unit there, where you are going to just define it here, means the authority level that you are going to put it there. So this is what we are going to look into the our next you can say upcoming slides there. Teams, again, it's a logical group of the users. You are going to define the teams, and you are going to just put the team members there as a user who are going to associate under the one team. Or it's just like a global team, or it's a private team. Private team is only limited people, or global, everyone will be a part of it. Then you have the users, all of the business users who have the license, who are going to have the access, who can log in within the environment with some authorized roles and responsibilities. Then you can see the connection is just like a role based relationship you are going to make it between the records. So let's take example that there is a one company who owns by one person A, but person A is has a relationship, or it's a kind of the some reference with the another company who to whom that you are going to work or to have your business. So you can make the connections there. So connection you will find a lot there in terms of the in terms of managing the association among the records. Then you have the business process flow, which I showed you, the guided stage-wise business process where you are going to identify where the record is standing or where the transaction is going to stand there. Then you can see the form, which is actual input screen that the data is going to be captured. Then the view that you will see, there's a filtered list of the information that you are going to extract. It's just like a filtered data list that you are going to see based on the user need, based on the requirement, based on the different set of the group or the segment that you are going to define on the view there. Then you have the search or advanced search where you are going to search inside the data, search inside your data structure about the information that you are going to look into. So these are the terminology that we are going to use more often. There are also others as well. We didn't include it, such as the plugin, workflow, steps, Power Automate steps. We have processes over there. So we didn't include, but we will cover by the time that we are going to have a deep dive in the other areas. So these are the base you can say terminologies. It's more important to know if we are going to talk about the table, so what does it mean? If we are going to talk about any column, means we are going to say, okay, we are need to capture the information and we are going to create a field. So it means what type of information that we are going to categorize, means the where the column will be created, where the lookup will be created. So these are the all information that whenever we talk about internal terminology, you should know about what kind of information or what kind of the processing that we are going to expect there. And particularly, if we talk about the SACE glossary, so these are all terminologies that we are going to look into it. Lead, account, contact, opportunity, code, sales order, invoice, unit group, unit of measurement, product, price list, currencies, business process flow, business unit, team, user, goal, forecast, connection, sales pipeline. So these are all of the areas we are going to cover it here. And these are the all tagged lines that we are going to cover. Means whenever there's an inquiry comes here, or where the actual sales is going to be start, lead comes there. Where actual customer information will be saved, account and contact comes there. When you are going to initiate with the business process, opportunity will start. or we are going to register a direct opportunity. If we are going to give a proposal to a customer, it means the quotation that we are going to create. If we are going to convert the quotation to confirm the sales order, we are going to create a sales order. Once the sales order is fulfilled, it means completed, we are going to convert to the sales invoice or direct invoice. Then we have the product information. We have the unit groups where you are going to put the uh, unit of measurement, means how you are going to sell your item or services into what unit, means the minimum unit that you are going to do. Either you are going to sell the item or equipment in terms of the weight. Let's take example of gram or milligram, gram, kg, ton, how you are going to define. Plus, let's say it's kind of the length. Length is a millimeter, centimeter, or inch that you are going to put it there, or it's a number of pieces that you are going to use it, or it's just like a box that you are going to sell to the customer. So just like a tag of the product that you are going to sell, it's a unit of measurement, and unit of measurement belongs to which group? Either it's a length-wise, it's a weight-wise, it's the quantity-wise that you're going to define, and it's associated with the product, and the product has a price list. The beauty of the CRM here, you can have the different kind of the prices and different kind of the pricing methods in the system. You can have the pricing for any currency which is available, means based on the region, the country that you are working, and within the country, if you are getting different pricing. Let's take example that you are going to deal with the customer who is working in a euro, but there are some customer who needs to work on the pound. You can define it the prices, and you can have and you can manage over there, and you can also specify the price list who are specific for the territories, who are specific for the customer. You can also define there. Then, of course, the currencies are more important, that you are going to define the currency and exchange it, that you are going to use it. Then the most important thing come here is a forecasting and a goal. Means you can also set up the goals, targets to your sales team, or it's not only for the goals for the sales. It can be used for the customer service also. Means how customer service they are responding, they are acting as a right way or a right direction. You want to manage their KPIs. You can set up the targets. You can set up the goals, and you can see the forecasting also. It's now applicable for maximum areas, let's say in the customer service as well as in the field service, plus in the sales one. This is what we are going to cover. Then how you are going to manage your sales pipeline, what are the terms and conditions that you are going to manage the sales pipeline. So these are all terminologies that we are going to use it. Then there is some portion of the campaigning, means how you are going to interact, because the sales is also linked with the marketing. So if the sales is not providing the information to the marketing, then how you are going to how you are going to expect the good numbers, or good, you can say, attention or attraction with the from the customer. So marketing department, they are doing the marketing campaign, or by the use of social channel, or they are going to use any kind of those means as email marketing, SMS marketing, or they are running a campaign. So it's again it's linked with the sales, or whatever the leads are generated from the marketing department, it's going to be allocated or assigned to the sales team. So again, the campaign, it normally comes there. Then you have the purchasing mechanism also, which normally comes in the field service. So where you can have your own inventory, you can manage your purchase, you can also manage the return, but it's not a very comprehensive one, because it's a major part normally managed by the finance and operation, or let's say with the ERP, which links there, which are the specialized product to have it. But for the simplified version or simplified use, you can use the purchase order mechanism on the top of field services. Then you can see the view form chart. This is what we have covered, and also the dashboard to just visualize the information, or just uh, visualize, or to just put all the segment into one page, and inside the page you're going to just visualize the information that you are expecting from the system there. So these are the all grocery item that we have covered. And now what we have it here, how we are going to manage the customer. So what I would suggest, Wahaj, if you can explain
Yes, I will.
what's the
Just
inside the, how you are going to manage the customer, so we can look into it.
just 1 second. Okay, so you guys can see my screen.
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, I mean, sales actually starts with the customers. So that is the primary, uh, you know, objective and primary uh, entities tables we talk about is customers. So there are multiple
Just
ways
a correction.
you,
Sorry for interruption.
yeah.
I think you have shared your screen. It's not
Okay, let me try
presenting.
again.
Yes.
Um, is it better now? You can see the CRM, right?
Yes, I
Okay,
think.
great.
Yes,
Now
now.
I think you see my presentation also.
Yeah, presentation
So,
is done.
so the customers is something seems to be simple, but it is not. You need to understand where and how you define the customers, and it actually changes based on your business or industry also. So first, before I get deep dive into this, just understand two terms which we will talk use a lot. One is known as account, the other is contact. Okay, by definition, account is something, or these are the records which represents a particular business, an organization, or a company, or a group. So it's a group of people, or organization, or company. We call it as account. As an example, Microsoft. If we do business with a Microsoft, it's an account. If we do business with Oracle, or we buy, or sorry, we sell our uh, products to a particular organization, we can define it as an account. On the other hand, contacts are the individuals that are connected with the accounts. So in a B2B or a business to business scenario, this is an example that I'll give you. For example, you do business with an XYZ organization, an XYZ, or in the organization XYZ organization, you have some contact points or contact persons that you talk with. These could be their managers, these could be their decision makers, these could be their procurement managers, and so on. So you will define XYZ organization as an account inside the CRM or the sales, and you will define the individuals you talk with or you do sales with inside the contacts, and then you can link both. So contact can have a parent account. This is the normal scenario when we talk about B2B. If we talk about business to consumer scenarios where you directly sell your services or products to individuals, you can also define your customer as an contact. As an example, as a mobile phone provider, you sell the mobile plans or the SIM cards or the mobile services to your individual customers. So you can define them as your contacts. So me as Wahaj Rashid, I'm a customer of Etisalat, so they can define me as a contact. But the same Etisalat or any mobile provider, if you're in, yeah, in, so they can also sell their or provide their services to businesses also. As an example, I have a company called D4 Dynamics, or I have a company XYZ, whatever, where I need the bandwidth or the internet services. So I contact my mobile provider, and I represent as a company now. So you can define my account or my company as an account there. So there are multiple scenarios. I mean, you can do B2B, you can do B2C, you can do both of these. So same in the same environment, you can do both also. You can sell to accounts, you can sell to contacts, you can sell to both also. So these capabilities are available out of the box inside the Microsoft Dynamics 365 sales. So contacts and accounts are linked. Contact can have a parent account, even account can have a parent account, where you can define the hierarchy uh, of your, you could say, company. For example, on the right side I show you there is a primary account. Let's say these are my head offices, or it's a group of companies. It's a ABC group of companies which has two other companies known as XYZ company and some other company. So you can define a hierarchy between these. So this account, the account on the second row is has a parent. This, and then this hierarchy has no limit. This can go like anything. I mean, I will show you in the system also, just in a minute. Another thing I want to mention here is sometimes we are not always in the sales business. As I told you, this is a Power Dynamics 365 and Power Apps is a framework. You can use it for other environments. For example, I'll give you an example of a campus management system where you can define students as contacts because you are providing your services directly to students. Similarly, you can, you know, if you do business as a campus, you procure things or use provide some services training services or tutorials services or coaching services to some businesses, you can define those on the accounts also. So these two terms can be used, these two entities are the base of the sales system or the CRM system, and these will be interlinked with all of the sales glossary that Adnan already mentioned. These will be used in the opportunities, quotes, invoices, even the after in the campaigns. So everything will be around these two terminologies, and that's why I just want to just quickly mention one thing, which is Microsoft has created something called customer type also inside. It's a field type also. I'm telling you, that's how important it is. It's a special field type also inside the Dynamics 365 platform. Now I'll just stop my presentation and quickly just go through the environment that we've created. So you can see we have here as the customers called accounts and contacts. So as I mentioned, you can see in this particular example also, all the in general scenario, you see these are all the companies. When I open up a company, for example, City Power and Light, you can see the account it has or the individuals you do. These could be, I said, these could be the decision makers or their managers or just a salesperson that you talk with. So if I click on this particular contact, you can see it has a parent account where you can select this guy is part of the which account. Again, it is not required. So required fields are represented by this red star. This is not a required by default or out of the box. You can do this, but it is not, because as I mentioned, an account can also be an individual point of business for you, which is not linked with any company, and this is your business to consumer, B2B scenario, B2C scenario. And you if you go to accounts or contacts, you can see there's this small icon here on the left side, which is shows this is part of a hierarchy. As I said, you can define multiple hierarchies. If I click on this, you see this is the parent account, and this is the child account. So this can be an example of either a group where they have subsidiaries, or either it could be you can also define the offices they have, or you'd say head office or regional offices also you can, or branches you can also define like this. So this is known as hierarchies. So account and contacts will be used all over the sales, all over the system. Then there are multiple use cases of these. As I mentioned, you can define not only your businesses also. By the way, the contacts, you can also define your suppliers. These the things you buy from. You can add vendors in the accounts also. So these are very versatile entities which are of interlinked with all of the things you see here, and even in other modules like customer services and marketing also. Yeah, so I think we will definitely have a deep dive again. Once you will go through the processes, and Anand will start from the lead or opportunities. He will show you how these two records are interlinked with everything inside the CRM. So yeah, Adnan, please go on. If you need to add anything, please tell me. Yeah, and just one more thing, guys. As I mentioned, again, this is not always your customers. This, if you're using this platform as any other vertical, you can use it. You can define your students in the contacts. Anything you mostly interact with will be around this. So this is something that will provide you a 360-degree view of your customers. Okay, guys. So Adnan, please continue with your presentation.
Perfect. So we already covered means the managing of the customer, how the customer looks like in the system, or you can say how the account and the contact, because it's not only for the customer, which Wahaj rightly said, that you can have the supplier, you can have the partners, you can have the customers. So any kind of the information of the companies that you are dealing in any sort of information means either the contractor, partner, supplier, even the you can say competitors, you can also put it there in the account, as well as the customer, because the base is the customer that you are going to put it there. But again, type of the customer or type of the relationship that you are going to have it with the account and contract, which normally specify either it is a customer or a partner that you are going to deal. Now, what we are going to cover in next, and I think we already, you can say, bypass the time, but we just need next 10 to 15 minutes to just wrap up our session there. So first, what we are going to see it here about the business processes, how the business processes look like here. So first is the information that you are going to capture in terms of the inquiry. So inquiry could be the email that you can have it there. You can have the phone call that you are going to receive from the any you can say the prospect or potential customer. You are going to have a meeting, and you have some you can say social channels where you are going to promoting yourself or your company and product and services, where you are grabbing the information, where you are grabbing the interest of the customer or interest of the potential leads that you are going to grab it. So first type of the information is the inquiry that you are going to put it here. Means what he needs, who is the contact person, and what type of information that you are going to provide. So just like a first level information that you are going to handle in terms of the inquiry. Then you have the process for the proposal and the negotiation, where you're going to generate the opportunity, where you are going to generate a quotation and then a sales order. So this is the information that you are going to compile after the inquiry is getting matured. So where you are going to identify which product and the services, how you are going to set up the pricing, and how you are going to propose in terms of uh, make an alignment of the product and services that you are going to offer to the customer, placing in the proposal, and then you are going to start with the negotiation. My typical customer is asking for the discount by you can say overall, or he is asking for a discount or change in the product line. So you can do a negotiation with him. So once the negotiation is done, then you are going to complete the sales order, and the invoicing part would normally happens in terms of you can say revenue generation there. Now, most of the scenarios happen that in not only you can say you can find it there the complete process, because Microsoft provides me on the top of Dynamics 365 says that you have the end-to-end solution, means where it comes from the inquiry till the shipment or till the execution of that particular business. Means you are going to place you are just going to make a or creating the invoice there. But in some of the scenarios, it happens that you are going to break the point in a way that there some operation is going to be handled by other system. So let's take example that the sales order processing or invoicing is being managed by ERP model. So at any point of time that you can make a break, or you can discontinue, or you can start the similar process in the other system. And the beauty of the Microsoft here that you can integrate means if you are using the Dynamics 365 ecosystem, it's a seamless integrated, means whatever the business process that you are going to manage on the sales, it is going to be happen, it will be continued to the ERP. But let's say if you are going to use any other ERP, let's take example of SAP or Oracle or Sage or any kind of the ERP that you are going to use, there are some connectors that would be required to interlink with the both systems so that the both system can talk to each other. Or there are some you can say the custom integration would be required to achieve that particular area. So totally depends how the business process you are going to manage from the inquiry generation till the execution and the completion of the job here. But CRM, it covers approximately everything on the top of the platform there. Now, if you can see the business process again, this is the same. It's just like a more elaborative, where you have the lead. First information that you are going to capture is the lead. Lead either it can be you can say qualified, disqualify. Means the potential customer, or let's say the information that you have received is they are not interested, or not you are not going to provide any services, or there is any you can say lack of the confidence on the potential customer, you are going to disqualify the lead. But if you are going to agree that okay, the customer is willing to work on, or we are going to propose any product and services based on your nature of the job that you are going to do it, you are going to qualify it. As soon as you are going to qualify, system will create an opportunity over there. And opportunity creation, it's just like an option that where you are going to uh, creation or initiation of a new customer inside the system that you are going to cover. Either is the new account and contact, or you are going to handle with the existing account and contact, means the customer that already exists. For the recurring customer, we normally suggest to go with the direct opportunity. No need to go with the lead. But let's say if the discontinued customer, or there is some different line of the business, or there is some verification is needed, lead it is needed to be created first. So lead will be qualified to the opportunity, and where you are going to just set up here the further information about the customer need, customer problem statements, customer business scenarios, and what kind of product and services are to what pricing that you are going to set up here. So as soon as you are going to develop the proposal to the customer, you are going to propose in the form of quotation. The quotation will be created there. And there could be a chance that the customer is asking for a discount or he needs some amendment in the quotation. Either some kind of the adding on new product and services, or he's going to adjust with the quantity, or he's going to ask for the discounts. You are going to make a revision under the quotation. It is come under the proposal part. So once it is proposed and customer confirms that you are going to go with the next level, which is the sales order creation. But might be possible it could be a chance that the quote is not accepted to the customer, or it is going to be discontinued at any point of time. You can do it. Means you can close the quote as lost or cancel. It will have the also impact on the opportunity. Or might be possible the quote is discontinued, or let's say the customer is asking for new amendment or new changes. So you are going back to the opportunity where you are going to just update all of the product line and services that you are going to offer. So it's again link process. You can follow it here. Then once the quotation is confirmed, customers agree, customer is happy with the pricing that you have quoted them, sales order will be created. And as soon as you are going to deliver the sales order, means you are going to fulfill the customer product and services, the invoicing part will be there and where the invoice will be created there. But there are some missing element in the CRM here is the payment module, because the payment normally manages on the ERP level, but you can also extend. Means you can extend the payment mechanism if it is needed. But most of the scenarios happen in majority of the company, they do the back office operations for the receivables and the payables on the ERP level. So normally what happens, say you will see the sales order generation on the top of CRM, which is a customer engagement. But after the confirmation of the sales order, it is going to be posted on the ERP. And the invoicing, payments, aging, ledger maintenance, it will be maintained on over the ERP part there. So this is the complete process that we are going to look into it here. And this is what we are going to explain in a detail in the upcoming session also, where we are going to start working on the system where you are going to see the lead process, how you're going to capture the lead, how you're going to enter the information, and how you are going to qualify, and how the customer is will be converted from the lead to the potential customer or a confirmed customer there. Now, what we are going to look at in here, there is a conceptual organization that we are going to have it. At any point, and in any organization, you will cite this type of the structure here, where you have the chairman, who is the king of the company. You have the CEO of that company. You have the board of directors. You have the different departments. Under a department, you have a different managers, and managers, they have their own set of the people who are working. So at any kind of the business, you will see these similar kind of the user structure. Then how you are going to map this particular user structure, because every kind of or every type of the business, you will see the different levels there. You have the people who are entering the information, who are managing the business processes. So let's take example of the sales. In the sales, might be possible they are collaborating with the marketing, and marketing, they are generating the lead, or the sales, they are having their own lead. They are managing the stuff, but the managers, they are just seeing or supervising the information or the process that what they are doing. And the sales and department, sales and marketing department, they are just evaluating, okay, what's the progress is being made by the marketing as well as with the sales. So you can go from bottom to top, as a, you can say, the data management. But for the manager point of view, so let's take example of board of director. Regardless of the department, regardless of the team, they want to see the end result. So you can evaluate and you can do it. And how you are going to do it, this is what you just need to identify, how you just put the user in a right manner. So this is what also we are going to we will cover in our upcoming session, that how you are going to manage the teams, departments, sections, their roles and responsibilities, who will see what, how the information will be drilled down. Let's take example that the information of the complete organization, it should be visible to the directors, or it should be available with the departments, or it should be available with the sections, or it should be available within a team user within the same level. So we will we will also cover. And by the way, this all of the information is being managed, and it's being, you can say, configurable on the top of Dynamics 365 customer engagement there. There could be a chances where you have a very complex environment where you have the organization sales, you have the territories. Territories are defined with the different areas, different continent, different region, different countries. And this is the, you can say, much of the multi-geographical location that you are going to put it in the system. And this is what you can also manage on the top of Dynamics CRM here. So let's take example that you are going to specify with the three territories, which are based on the three different continent. And inside the continent, you have the countries, and inside the country, you have the different teams. You can manage, you can do it within the same environment, within the same instant that you're going to do it. And this is what we are going to show you in upcoming, you can say, the demos and even the configuration, that how you are going to manage it there. But before we are going to proceed in this particular area, we just need to make sure that you understood what we are trying to communicate, that you are going to specify these type of information based on, you can say, organization. Then organization is having areas or territories. Inside the territories, that you are going to have the departments or the countries. Then department are going to be more simplified, or you can, so you are they are going to just split it down with a drill down or more functions. You can do it. How you can do it? First part is the concept. It will come here, the main organization. So by the time that you are going to configure any system here on the top of CRM, it will come here as a main organization. And then the main organization, where the all, you can say, the main users, top management will be sitting it over there. Then inside the main organization, you have the child organization. Child organization means, sorry, not organization, child business unit. So business unit means where you're just going to divide the logical difference here. So let's take example here. There is a main organization, and inside the organization, you have the different territories. So territory 1, territory 2, territory 3. So three other different one. And inside the territory, that you have the users, and the users are there belongs to teams. So these this type of the structure we normally put it there in the dynamic CRM in the term of, you can say, setting up the roles and responsibility, users, teams, and we are just going to allocate the security roles over there. So from here, you can easily identify, you can easily configure the user who can see the information. Let's say user one, he should only be able to see his record, his team record, or even his record only. So you can also specify. But the user one is also part of the team one, and the user 3 is also part of the 3 1. So you can also merge the information. Let's say this information is going to be shareable with the user 1 and 3. You can do it. So this is what we will do it in our, you can say, the trainings, that how you can define the different set of the users based on the organization structure that you are going to follow. It's not necessary that the as is organization structure is going to be followed on the system here. Again, it totally depends on the user, how the user exists, what type of the information that they are going to access, and how they are going to operate. Let's take example, the people who are using only sales. So you are going to just manage the sales structure on the top of CRM. You are not going to specify the HR, payroll, and other department, because system is only for the sales. But let's take example, the same system is being used for the sales and the customer service. So you can also manage the same team structure for the sales and the customer service, and how the data is going to be reproduced, or how the data is going to be shareable, or how the data is going to be viewable. So this again is a configuration, and this are totally configurable on the top of Dynamic 365. So uh, we have covered with our session, or you can say we have covered already with our the topic for today's session. And today, what we have as a take home for today's session, first thing is setting up the demo environment, so you can do it. And there is a reference for the Microsoft Learn, and the same, you can say, the material will be used for explanation, or you can say functional series for the sales. But you can try it out, you can look into the link, and you can start reading out the material which comes. But even though we will continue with our discussion with upcoming sessions in a series, you can say part 2, we are going to start with the actual action on the top of CRM, how the data is going to be managed, how the system is going to be configured, and how the business processes normally is going to be executed. So that's all for today's session. And we just wanted to know if you are super duper excited so that to you continue with the next training session. And if yes, then please give us a thumbs up or you can share your valuable comments. That's great. So, what we are expecting from you, we want your valuable feedback. Just scan the code of this particular form. Give us the feedback of today's session, how you rank it, what you have learned, if you have any question about it. By the way, I had one question about the Power BI training, which I got it from last feedback form. It was related to the Power BI session. And this Power BI session, it's not covered in this topic, unfortunately, but we are going to add it there in the future, definitely. Uh, I will check in my organization, and even I will also request Wahaj if we can arrange uh, Power BI expert, because this Power BI is a totally different, you can say, the expert professionals, they normally work on it. So I will check if Mr. Anas, he can help us to have a training, or we will do one more thing. We can arrange someone who can help us
Yeah,
in
we'll
this.
see. I mean, I will. We can again. Power BI is a big topic here, but with the CE or sales, I can cover most of the scenarios, especially with the content pack and some of the basic reporting. But we'll also arrange some specialized guy who is solely works on the Power app, Power BI. So he will we will add some more value.
Exactly. And we have some question related to, let me just see if I can open up the chat
Okay.
here.
So one thing I didn't know, Naveed already left, but he said he's getting same error on the trial. But from image, it looks like he was trying the developer program, and
Yeah,
maybe
developer
Microsoft
program because
running up
Microsoft.
some update or something. So yeah, that's something
Exactly,
else.
exactly. And yes, for C, yes, we will cover the technical also,
Yes.
because the first part is the functional, because we are going to cover first functional series, and there are five more sessions on the sales, and there are most probably four sessions on the customer service. So once we will cover up the functional series, we will also start the technical series, where you are going to see and get the experience on the configuration, customization, as well as the development. So all will be there in one, you can say,
Yeah.
not in one, because there is a 4 months
Yeah.
plan until
Yeah.
mid of March. So you will get overall everything valuable, you can say, yes, content within our
Yeah,
training
so,
session.
but for the even for the developers here, I would recommend to first go through the sales or the process part, because I've seen the developers, they can create a workflow, they can add a field, but they miss the actual process. So process is very important, because in this particular domain you never work alone as a developer. You are always presented as a consultant or expert on the system, so you need to know how sales work. I mean, how different scenarios can be mapped, when to use a lead or not to use a lead, or how to map a particular scenario on account or contact. So this is very important. You will get a lot of details on the development part, but this is very valuable, getting to know the actual processes, listening about our case studies. So that would be a great help. But anyways,
Yeah,
I will specifically cover all the technical details, and we'll go do all the plugin development, custom workflows, extensions, web APIs. We'll do everything.
yeah, exactly. And actually, yes, just to just continue with the answer with Mr. Wahaj, related to here on the dynamics, specifically for the customer engagement, it's good to have a function and a technical knowledge for the people who are more into the technical as well as for the functional, because it's a more or less same process. And if the technical guy, he knows the functional expert, then it will be great and it will be add more value in their work, because it's not a very comprehensive development needed, or you can say development experience you need it. You can do, you can configure, you can even customize the solution totally on your, you can say, requirement. But yes, on the ERP side, there are different domains. Means for every business domain, or you will find a different consultant or different people who are having a different kind of the expertise, specifically for the finance, trade and logistics, HR. So these are the expertise you will find it there. Even for the technical also, because ERP is a very vast in the subject. So you will find a different role segmentation or role segregation on the ERP. But on CRM side, you will mostly find that people who are only the technical or who are the technical functional. Because if the people who are the techno functional, definitely there is a big role for the solution architect, or there is a big role for the solution designing. They can do it, and it's very, you can say, easy and quick grab information that they can have it.
Okay, so yeah, first thing I think we have already planned on the weekends mainly, but I mean, Adnan, so it's about the schedule. He has asked a question.
Yeah, because what we were
It's about the
thinking,
availability.
yes, actually, see, we have mentioned it's these two sessions we had scheduled on the one is a you can say weekend, and second first one was the mid of the week. But probably the, you can, session will be conducted on Tuesday and Thursday, which will be the weekdays during the late evening hours. And because the most convenient time, we all just find that it's a night time if we can do it. And we can, most of the people, because we can see it here, there's a very less number of people as compared to last session that we were having it here because of the weekend. So next session will be on the Tuesday. This is, let me just share my next presentation here so that you can see. Yes, so this is what it's. We have the upcoming schedule for the next session. One, it will be on the Tuesday, where we are going to continue our discussion of the managing customer. We are going to see how the lead inquiry will be captured, then convert to opportunity, and the opportunity management. So this is the one part that we are going to cover on the Tuesday. Then on Thursday, 16, we are going to cover a continuation of the opportunity management, where we are going to start executing the sales process lifecycle. We will see it into it. Then we will see the quotation management, sales order management, and the customer invoicing. So in these sessions, we will try to share the maximum information about the sales process. And there are some, you can say, other three sessions upcoming. So where you can find it there on the scheduler. So the training will be covered during the Tuesday and the Thursday. So if there is any change in the plan, we'll definitely inform you at early stage. So
Yeah, so just one thing I would request everyone, especially for the new guys who have no experience, create a trial. If you get any difficulty, just post, just contact anyway. So we also have a group, you can post there also. So create a trial, just go through it, just play around with it. It's a trial, don't need to worry about it. So in the next session when we do explain, we will go in. Now mostly will be in the system, we will explaining you all the processes inside the system, so you can do practice afterwards. You can also follow or mimic our steps when needed. So please create a trial, and if you need anything, you get any issues, let us know.
perfect, perfect. So thank you, thanks a lot. Really appreciate for your patience and time at the late evening. And definitely, we are expecting that you will have a great sleep, a great rest after the session. And the recordings for this session will be posted once it is compiled. And most we are trying our level best to, it should be available as soon as possible, so that you can reconnect and rewatch it if you miss any portion, or the people who wants to see it here. So we will catch up on Tuesday, inshallah. And really appreciate. Thanks again. And God bless you.
Okay guys, take care everyone, have fun.